The Iclingas were a dynasty of kings of Mercia during the 7th and 8th centuries, named for Icel, great-grandson of Offa of Angel, a legendary or semi-legendary Migration Age figure who was in turn considered a descendant of Woden. The Iclingas reached the height of the power under Offa of Mercia, who achieved hegemony over the other Anglo-Saxon states, and proclaimed himself king of the English, but the dynasty lost control of Mercia soon after his death. Penda, who became king of Mercia in about 626 and is the first king named in the regnal lists of the Anglian collection, and at the same time the last pagan king of Mercia, gave rise to a dynasty that supplied at least 11 kings to the throne of Mercia. 4 additional monarchs were given an Icling pedigree in later genealogical sources but are now believed to have descended from the family by way of Penda's sister. Icel himself is of debatable historicity. If historical, he would have, according to Nicholas Brooks, lived sometime between 450 and 525 and was probably considered the founder of the dynasty because he was the first of his line in Britain. Despite the Iclingas' claims of ties with the rulers and mythic heroes of continental Anglia and with the war god Woden, Brooks suggests that the Iclingas were, before Penda's rise in prominence, no more and no less royal than any of the other ruling houses of the small Midlands peoples as recorded in the tribal hidage and assessed as having between 300 and 600 hides of land. Icel's ancestry and genealogical tradition is as follows. Icel, son of Eomer, son of Angel, the son of Offa, son of Worm, son of Witleg, son of Woden. In this tradition, Icel is the leader of the Angles who migrated to Britain. Icel is then separated from the establishment of Mercia by 3 generations. Icel's son was Sineba, whose son was Sinevald, whose son was Creoda, first king of Mercia. Matthew Paris S.A. 527 reports, pagans came from Germania and occupied East Anglia, some of whom invaded Mercia and fought many battles with the British. This date, however, should perhaps be amended to 515. The Vita Sancti Guthlaci reports Guthlac of Crowland to have been son of Penwar, a Mercian who could trace his pedigree back to Icel. Several place names in England have been suggested as derived from the name of with Icel the Iclingas, including Iclingham, Icleford, Ickleton and Ixworth. Norman Scarf noted that the Icknield way had early spellings Eisenhaltweg and Eisenhildeweg and suggested a connection between Icklingham and the Iceni, although Warner has cast doubt on the identification. The name Iclingas survives as Hickling, and several similar spellings. List of kings. The following are Iclinga kings of Mercia whose historicity is certain. Creoda of Mercia is of uncertain historicity. Searle of Mercia, who ruled during the early 7th century, was probably not an Icling.